What's going on, everyone? ODC here, and I'm back with another live review. I haven't done a live review in quite a bit, but I am back with one. And this was actually a pleasant surprise. I was not expecting this today. But I'll wait for some people to trickle in, and then we'll get going right away. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday afternoon. I literally just got this box in the mail, and I was like, I gotta go do it. I gotta go do a live review. So pretty excited about these. Let's get them all in the shot here. Okay. Like I said, I'm just gonna wait for people to trickle in, then we'll start getting all set here. Just gonna try and start taking a look at each figure up close in package first, while people are popping in the live stream. Sorry for the glare, but not really much I can do about that. Here is the Scarab, or one of the Scarabs, one of the many Scarabs. Personally, I'm going to be using these guys as like my squad leader for the Swarm. That was kind of the intent that I had for them. Jossie, what's going on, bud? How you doing? Hello, hello, hello. What's going on, buddy? Yeah, here is the rest of the wave right here. Here's the file card read up for the Scarab. Right here, let me get you up close and personal. If you're watching this on playback, I'm originally shooting this live, so you can pause and read if you want to. I'm kind of holding it up a little bit longer for everybody else. And if you want to skip forward, you can if you're watching this on playback. But there you go. There's the little read up for them. Hold it for another about 10 seconds. Okay. And here's the rest of the figures in the wave. We've got Rollout, which is here today. Trigger, which is coming some other time. The Garrison Cavalry, which is probably also coming at another time. The Scarabs, Sergeant Slaughter, and Duster. So pretty cool there. I can't remember if I did make separate orders for both of them. I can't remember what I did. I probably did, but this is what I have today. This was what was shipped to me. A pleasant surprise because I think that this was supposed to be shipped in March, and then Bobby Valley got these a little bit earlier and released a video saying that they're gonna be shipping out earlier. So that was pretty cool. But I really like this head sculpt, man. I love the honeycomb kind of see-through. It's like you could almost see that there's something there, kind of head sculpt, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty sure it's using the same body as the Swarm Trooper, but we'll do comparisons and everything with the Swarm Trooper. So let me get him out of here. Next up, we'll do Duster here. Duster's got some newly tooled stuff on him. I'm pretty sure that the shirt and the pants are newly tooled on him, and obviously some accessories like the tack vest, the the scar with the grenade launcher on it, the headphones, or I'm sorry, not headphones, but the communication, the pistol, and it comes with an extra head sculpt. So there's some stuff to say about this figure. It is based on Tim Kennedy, so there's that. But there you go. As far as his read up, like I said again, if you want to pause it and read it, if you're watching this on playback, you can go for it. Sorry, I'm a little stuffed up today. My allergies have just been really brutal lately, but it's like I can't. It's like I'm never allowed to breathe out of my nose, I swear. I'm a mouth breather. pull it in a little bit closer so everybody can read okay. All right, I'll do it for another 10 seconds, and then I'll move on to the next one. Okay. Hey, S. Myers, how's it going, buddy? All right, so that's Duster. Get him out of the way. Can't stick around? That's okay. Watch later. No big deal. Also, don't forget, guys, to check out my Cobb Vanth review. I just put it up. I wanted to, I didn't want to kind of foreshadow Cobb Vanth, but his review is up. He's a really cool action figure. Definitely check him out. So be sure to do that later if you want to. If not, that's cool too. Next up, we'll go with Sarge. Sarge. Um, and yeah, he looks really cool. This is a different version of Sarge where he's obviously sleeveless. His more traditional look for him. You can, if you still wanted to have the black torso or black wife beater torso on the other body, you could heat up the joints, pop the upper torso off, and put it on the kind of camoed legs. So if you wanted to have that really traditional Sergeant Slaughter from GI Joe, you could just pop the waist off. Be sure to use a heat gun or some sort of heating source to heat up the joint first, um, and pop the legs off if you want to. All of these are pretty easily. I want to say swappable as far as the bodies go. I would just like I said, you just got to heat stuff up first before you swap anything, and just be careful when you're swapping stuff. Um, but he also comes with a secondary hat, another Marine Corps hat, I believe, the same one that came in the Gung Ho package, which is pretty cool. He comes with his kind of big old looking like a 44 mag, or maybe it's a I don't know. But anyway, he comes with his pistol that he came with in Wave 1. Excuse me. He comes with a grenade launcher and extra hands, and, of course, his aviator glasses. You can't have Sarge without aviators, right? And also a new tack vest. So that's a new sculpt for the tack vest. So that's pretty cool. So looks pretty good. Flipping around to the back, here's the read up. And like I said, as always, if you are watching this on playback, go ahead and pause it, read it for yourself, and then go ahead and fast forward through me holding this up. I'm just kind of holding it up for everybody live so they have a chance to read it. And if you also want to screenshot this while you're shooting this live and go back and read it, you can too. So, trying to hold this up as steady as possible. Yeah, Jossie, he always had removable glasses. The Wave 1 had removable glasses too, which is cool. I would almost kind of prefer, if I could fix one thing about having removable glasses or not, I would almost have a head with glasses permanently on the head, just because the hat and the glasses do tend to come off quite easily on the Wave 1 figure. So maybe in the future, if we get more Sergeant Slaughter figures, maybe we can just get a head that's got the hat sculpted on and the glasses sculpted on, and then have a separate head that doesn't have anything on. Pretty much no glasses and no hat. I think that would be cool. Just because the both of them do kind of come off the head a little bit easier than I'd like. That's just me personally, but that's just something I guess I would like to fix if I could fix something. It's not my toy line, so I don't know. But there's Sergeant Slaughter. Like I said, that's pretty much him. We'll get him out of there. Yeah, it makes it better fit if it's just one sculpt. Yeah. Yeah. And here is Rollout. Another new character, so pretty cool. The more the merrier. Rollout was actually supposed to be initially in Wave 1, and then he just got pushed into Wave 2, so 2A, excuse me. But he looks really cool. Pretty pleased with how he came. He comes very similar in package to, as far as accessories go, to Condor. So um, just something to note as far as that is concerned, in case anybody has any questions about it. He and Rollout are very similar as far as, like I said, accessories and even kind of loadout. He's obviously got the shirtless upper torso, which is new, but I'm pretty sure the lower torso is the same as Condor. But that is Rollout. It says Rollout right there. Flip it around to the back, and here is the read up on Rollout. So he is just straight up infantry. His secondary skills assault and pathfinder, which is pretty cool. He's from Philly, and he is a first lieutenant. His name is Gregory R. Seams. And he enlisted the day after graduating high school. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. So, pretty cool. I like it a lot. Does anybody have any questions about the cards or anything like that while I'm getting into this? Just kind of trying to knock the cards out of the way in the beginning. Just because Yeah, I agree, Jossie. I agree. But if anybody during the stream has any questions, sorry, I know I shook the box there. I was holding it up with one hand. If anybody during the stream has any questions about the figures, just let me know, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. And another 10 seconds, and then I will start the unboxing of these figures. All right. And okay, that's pretty much it for Rollout. We got side artwork here for Rollout. Same pretty much artwork as the file card here too. So there's that. Starting with, you know what we'll start with? We'll start with the Scarab. We'll start with the Scarab and move our way down the line as far as that's concerned. Let me get good old Batman out of the shot there. Okay, so the Scarab. I'll try to push him back a little bit further so I have better lighting here. And we'll fix my lighting a little bit here. And we'll go ahead and get him out of package. And let's do that now. Here we go. All right. This is Wave 2A, like I said. This is the first part of Wave 2. And I believe the other figures are coming out, I want to say, sometime, I think March or April, I want to say, around that area. Okay, and I'm definitely going to have to heat up some joints here and stuff like that, so if you hear a hair dryer, that's why. And we'll get him all set up and working. And there are similar accessories to Wave 1 in this, obviously. I don't think I even got the accessory packs either. I must have made two separate purchases because I didn't get the accessory packs either. I just got these 4 figures. So what I'm assuming is I'll probably get another package during the week with the rest of the stuff. Because I did get Trigger and I did get everybody. So everybody should be accounted for. It's just I think this box may have been shipped out before because I didn't do it all in one order. Probably because I didn't have the money at the time to do it all one fell swoop. But like Wave 1, definitely heat up your joints before articulating anything so you don't break anything. But I'm just going to give a quick preview of the figure. Then I'm going to go ahead and start to have to heat up the joints. Now, I'll go also through accessories and such next. But here's a quick look at the figure itself. Head sculpt looks really good. I love this head sculpt. I think this is one of my like favorite head sculpts, even though it's it's just pretty much just like a translucent honeycomb, and you can you can pretty much see. I think that might be the peg going through the head, but it looks pretty cool. I really do quite like it, and it is textured, which is nice. You can feel that on your finger if you run your finger across it. Looks pretty cool. I like the little rebreather right here for the mask. And like I said, this is going to be my squad leader. I know that might not be going with the lore of Action Force, but he's going to be the squad leader for the swarm for me. So that's why I only purchased one and not army building this guy. So, but yeah, he's pretty much set up for the most part the same body as the rest of the swarm. I'm just going to double check these arms, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that those are exactly the same. There might be different paint decos here and there, but yeah, it looks good for the most part. Looks really, really good. He does have the bone collector knife holster on the back for the kukri knife, which does store right into there. Oops, I'm going in the wrong. I was going in the wrong hole. Sorry. But it does slide right in there. We'll get to that in a second. I just kind of wanted to just show where that was. Gun holster is attached to the leg on the side here. It is non-removable, so just to point that out. But looks pretty cool. I'll set him up right here. Yes, he does look awkward standing there like that. But the first accessory we have is the assault rifle with a grenade launcher attached to it. We've seen this in Wave 1. It's just pretty much just painted yellow, for the most part, yellow, and then the black plastic. But we've seen this. I've shown this, especially with when I got the weapons pack from Joe Fest. Looks good. I like the sculpt. I like it quite a bit. And yeah, so that'll go with that. I might actually switch him with a Vector, a Chris Vector, just because that's what the rest of the swarm has. Well, actually, you know what? I might give him a grenade launcher from the previous pack. If I can find where the hell I put that, because I put pretty much everything in storage as far as extra accessories and such. But he also comes with the obligatory Wave 1 pistol with I think that's an internal silencer right there. I think that's what that's supposed to be. But looks pretty good. Nice sculpt. Similar paint apps to the Swarm from Wave 1. It does have a barreled, a barrel hole right there. The Canuck, what's going on, buddy? Let's see. Just got here. Going to watch from the beginning. Okay. Yeah, sure. I think you're only about 18 minutes in. I just pretty much showed the packaging. I showed the packaging and the file cards, stuff like that. So, yeah, either way, whatever you would like to do. But I'm just going through the first figure right now, which is the Scarab. And then we also have some extra, read all about it. Magazines for the assault rifle. So there's that. Unfortunately, there's nowhere to put the extra magazines on him. I kind of wish that there was at least like a leg pouch where you could pop those in, but they're not there. It's okay. Just have to use your imagination. No big deal. And then let me tilt that down a little bit so we can see the figure itself. I had the camera tilted up so we could see the packaging. Okay, next up we've got hands. We've got hands. We've got some hands. We've got two hands right here. These are fist hands, obviously. And then we've got two cupping hands. Cup the balls. That's what the rule is. I'm just kidding. But we got two hands here for cupping the assault rifle. I'm in rare form today. And then we have two regular knife gripping hands. And then he comes with two trigger hands already in package. So, pretty cool there. And then last but not least, we have his cookery knife, which looks really nice. We saw this with Bone Collector in Wave 1, and it looks really nice here. Continued on. And you can just store it right on his back here, just like so. Just kind of have to slide it in. Just slide it in. Just slide it in. And it's giving me a little bit of resistance there, so I'm just going to kind of ease it in. Because sometimes when things are brand new, I'll heat it up is what I'll do. I'm going to heat it up. So now we're going to go through the heating up portion, which is fun for everyone. Fun. We're going to have fun for everyone. Sorry, I don't know what that song was. It was just made up in my head. Let's see. Who's getting sacrificed here? Oh, there goes the heater. The foot heater. Foot heater is going away. Alright. Let's go ahead and get this guy heated up. Now, what I'm doing is, if I can get this on camera, hopefully I don't bump into everything. I am simply just going back and forth, doing one joint at a time. Sorry, this is probably really loud. Let me get out of the way. I'm just going back and forth on the arm, just heating up one joint at a time. Like I said, just try to be careful. You just want to heat up each section at a time. Try not to be too impatient. I know this is not the the most fun thing to do when you first get a brand new figure. You kind of want to mess around with it and articulate it all over the place, but heating it up will save you breakage issues. So definitely heat up your joints before you get anything moving or anything like that, all right? So there's that to point out for you. But yeah, just kind of heating everything up, make sure everything's copacetic, and then we'll be able to articulate everything, move everything around. Does anybody have any questions about the toy line or the figures or anything like that while I'm just heating this up? If you do, don't hesitate to leave a question in the comments. God, my nose is so stuffy today. And this always happens whenever it's like raining out. I get like crazy allergies. Especially down south, like the pollen down here. Oh my good Lord, the pollen. It's brutal. All right, so we're nice and heated up. I did each second. Oh, that just popped off. That's supposed to, though, I guess. It's because everything is nice and warmed up. There we go. I'm just kind of trying to move everything around and articulate everything and make sure nothing is stuck. Point the toes and such. Get some ankle pivot moving around. Whatever factory paint is kind of stuck there. He's pretty good to go, though, man. Let me tell you. There's nothing really too stuck on him. I will say this about Action Force, though. Definitely, I will say this. From my experience with articulating them and even removing parts, you definitely want to heat them up after doing any of that. So don't think for 1 second that once you heat it up once, you'll never have to heat it up again. You're definitely going to have to heat these up again if you want to remove parts, remove hands, feet, legs, whatever. Definitely heat up your figure every time if you're trying to do some sort of customization or something like that. And that pretty much isn't just even this toy line. That's pretty much every toy across the board. You want to heat up the joints. The Marauders figures, like I said, if you go back and watch my library of all my Marauders customs and stuff like that, my live customs, I've always heated up all my joints and everything before removing them, taking them off. Even trying to get these feet into the pegs, you kind of want to heat them up because the plastic does become harder. And once you get nice and softy, you can get it in the peg hole so much easier. See, how much easier that was. And you can hear the plastic just kind of stretching there just for the legs. But yeah, he's a really solid, nicely just balanced figure. Um, it's nice that we do come with display stands. I've never been like a huge, I don't know, advocate for display stands. I mean, it's nice to come with certain ones like what was it? Redeemer from McFarlane. He needs a display stand to stand up. Like there's no like that figure's so unbalanced and I love it and he looks beautiful, but that dude can't do anything other than flying poses on a flight stand or he needs a foot stand to stay upright because his wings are so heavy. But 6-inch figures like this, or like a Black Series figure or Marvel Legends, they don't really need display stands. But anyway, I mean, you just got to know how to articulate your figure to get him to stand. Like, I don't need a, like, I'm hitting the table right now. Try not to knock anything else over. But I'm hitting the table right now. Nobody's falling over. So as long as you balance your figure, and you always want to balance, I don't know, the way I balance my figures are you start from the ankles and you work your way up. That's how I always balance my figures so they can stand properly. I see some people out there blaming toy companies for not having the figures stand, and then they're like posing their figure like this. And I'm like, well, obviously all the weight is forward. You have to fix the figure. You have to balance the figure. It'd be like if you were standing upright, you wouldn't be standing upright like this, would you? No, because your gravity's gonna pull you forward. Or I'll see them standing and they're like standing like stiff and like almost like T-posed. And I'm like, bro, you gotta balance the figure out. It's not the action figure's fault. Use your hands, man. But I don't know. I'm just kind of wanted to note on that because I've seen lots of collectors like complaining about stuff that probably shouldn't be complained about when it should probably just, you know, just pose the figure properly and you won't fall over. That's all I'm saying, man. So as far as the pistol, it can go right into the holster right here. So that's a non-issue. Like I said, the extra magazines can't really do too much as far as storage because there's nowhere to really put those. But he can hold if you want to have him hold this rifle, which I'm going to have him have a different rifle. But if you want to have him hold this, he can hold it. And then if we want to pop the hands out, I'm just going to kind of heat that hand up before I even get to it. I'm going to heat it up again, excuse me. All right. And let's get that hand out of there. There we go. Beautiful. And we'll do a little, why not? Let's do a cupping hand because the cupping hands, man, let me tell you, it's brilliant that we have these cupping hands because goddamn, if you have a military figure, any sort of kind of like shooter character or anything like that, you always want to have them in some sort of like holding fashion. Am I right? Am I right or am I right? I'm right. It's just natural across the board. Like we're always going to have one guy or a guy or many characters having this kind of holding pose. It just makes sense. And he's still a little stiff in the wrist here. There we go. All right, just loosen that up a little bit. But we all want that pose. We all do that pose, especially if space is an issue and you want to have them not maybe doing the most dynamic posing. If you just want them to have to do the most simplistic, pose, you could just have that cupping hand, and man, it just looks so natural. It really does. Look how just wonderfully natural that looks as far as him just holding, you know? So that's pretty nice. I like the way he's holding that quite a bit. The other hands fit in, same thing, you know. Let me get a different hand in there, and I'll have him hold his kukri knife for you so you can see what that looks like. The kukri knife, a kukri knife. There we go. And just slide it in. It is a little bit loose in the hand, a little bit, just to point that out. But for the most part, he'll hold it. So you can stand there like so. And do be careful. Please do be careful. I've seen other people break these stocks off. And you definitely don't want to do that. Be careful when you're articulating that this doesn't get stuck underneath the armpit of the figure and then you move it the wrong way. Or it's not like this and you move it the wrong way and this will snap off. These are a harder plastic for these weapons. So just be careful. Just forewarning you. Let's see if he holds it any tighter underneath. Now you can't always heat up the hand and remold the hand so it's a little bit tighter. I'm just saying right off the bat, it's a little bit loose, and you can see that. Maybe if you reposition it like that, you could get him like this, and then you could do something like this if you wanted to. I don't know. Just simple stuff. This isn't even like a real pose, but, I'm just... No one would actually shoot or hold a pose like this with a rifle. It just doesn't make sense. He'd probably have his pistol out for that pose, but you get what I mean. As far as the pistol does go, it does fit in his hand as well. And this is probably maybe the pose you would want for that. Let's get his arm looking properly. This is probably something a little bit closer to what you would want as far as that's concerned. Maybe twist this hip back a little bit, turn that head a little more, and then get that gun upward. There we go. That's better. And there you go. Just your typical. Turn that. But he'll pose, man. He will definitely pose. Let's get him into a stance here. An action stance here. So one of those types. One of those types of poses. The ankle pivot is a little bit stiff and a little bit limited just due to, I want to say, the armor getting in the way on the legs, but it's not really not too bad at all. But he can hold that pose fine. You can balance him. So not too bad there. And if you wanted to have him just shooting or something like that, you could have him get that out of there. Get this back in there. Pull this hand out. Let's get the Mr. Cup back in here. And the butterfly joints work really well on this, so that's good. And there we go. Just simple little poses that aren't anything too crazy. You could get going really quick with these guys, so they work really well. I really do like these figures and how they're set up, and just the thought process that goes into making accessories like this for figures that nowadays we don't get shit for accessories with most figures. We barely get good paint apps with some figures, or we'll just get really good paint apps and then no accessories. So this is a good combination of both. We're getting good paint apps, getting good articulation, great range of motion, and good accessories for a $31 price point. So I think it makes sense, man. I think it really does make sense, especially these being a specialty item. Like that's a great bang for your buck right there. I know a lot of people think that these figures are expensive, but I don't know for what you get, a display stand. And I'm not here sitting here shilling for them. If something's messed up, like I'm going to point it out. But paint detail, like I said, accessories and sculpt and everything. They're really good. They're really good figures. I think people kind of get caught up in the fact that they have to heat up their joints, but I don't know. I heat up the joints on all my brand new figures as soon as I get them. So, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. But that is the Scarab. So there's not too much else going on with him as far as his articulation does go. And this is kind of I will go through articulation with the ones that are a new sculpt. This is the old sculpt from the Swarm, but I will go through it with him because he does differentiate from the others, and range of motion is going to differentiate. So the head can swivel side to side. It can look up. It is on a hinge joint, and you can push the head back a little bit further. Just be careful. I'm not using too much pressure. It may look like I'm using a lot of pressure, but I'm not. The head will pop off if you use too much pressure there. Let's just get the head back on there. There we go. But he can look up, and this is a pliable plastic here for the back collar, so you can get him to look up about that far. Looking downward, you can kind of pivot the head forward and then look down, so he can look down like that. He can tilt side to side. Let's see if he's got some jive turkeys up in here. Oh, yeah, we got some gobbles. So there's some jive turkeys. The head does come off quite easily on him. I think the peg hole's not nearly as deep as it maybe should be, but it does stay on the head. It doesn't fall off the head or anything like that, so you don't have to worry about it. It's just a little bit looser as far as when you're articulating it. That's something to point out. Arms go up about that far, and that's about maxing out right there. There is a hinge joint right there. You can see the hinge right there. He does have a bicep swivel, a double jointed elbow swivel at the wrist, and he does have a hinge joint which goes back and forth on the cupping hand. Pistol grip goes up and down like it's supposed to, like that. The other hands are all lateral grips, except for the pistol hands, which are vertical grip, so they go up and down. He does have an ab crunch. It's kind of hindered due to the sculpting of the vest here, which, you know, that's just going to happen. Sorry, I got to move these scissors out of the way. They're making noise and starting to annoy me. There we go. But he does have a diaphragm joint, so you can get it to swivel up top. He has a waist swivel as well, so he can crunch forward about that. Oops, crunch forward about that far, crunch back about that far, and then, like I said, twisty. That's pretty much twisting at the waist. If you hold the waist joint, you can kind of pivot and stuff. Like I said, it's very hindered just due to the tack vest, but you can remove the tack vest. They are kind of a pain in the ass to put back on, so I'm not going to be removing that, just so you know. I've removed a vest on multiple others and tried to put on a vest for some of the other figures, and it is a little painstaking, I'm not going to lie. Legs go forward really well. I mean, that's full extension right there. That's really good. Take note, Marvel Legends. Just saying. Take note. Legs do the splits. I'm looking at you, Spider-Man. Upper thigh swivel for that. Really good, nice tight joint. Double jointed knees. He can point the toe, pointy heel, and he does have ankle pivot as far as that's concerned. So really good range of motion, articulation. He can stand. He can do his thing. Whatever you need him to do, he can do it. I don't know. He's just a really nice looking figure, and I was pretty excited for him as far as that's concerned. So we'll just have him kind of standing here like that in a nice little vanilla pose here, neutral pose. And that's what he's going to do. There we go. All right, we'll set him aside really quick. We'll set him over there, off to the camera. That's pretty much the Scarab right there. I'm trying to readjust my seating here. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to find a bag. I'm not going anywhere physically, but I'm going to find a little bag so I don't lose anything. And we're going to put everything away where it should be, where it's supposed to be. There we go, there we go, and there we go, and there we go. Okay, there's one. All right, next up, we'll do a little poll really quick. Who would you like to see next? Would you like to see Duster next? I'll just put him in camera. Would you like to see Duster next, Rollout, or Sarge? First comment wins it. Duster, Rollout, or Sarge? He is an all-new sculpt, and he is not. He has elements of new sculpting within his accessories and stuff, but he's not a new sculpt. He's got elements of a new sculpt in him. He's an all-new sculpt. Just reposition that situation there. Get my lighting correct here. And I'm probably going to do size comparisons at the beginning, or at the beginning, at the end. Rollout, okay, Rollout it is. Rollout's next. Yeah, I'll do size comparisons with everybody at the end. All right, so let's get him opened up. All right, so like I said, Rollout is very similar to Condor as far as what he comes with. He's just standing there very pinch-toed. He comes with a very similar helmet, just different color. He comes with the optics for that helmet. He comes with a masked head. He comes with a knife that goes on the back of the tack vest. And then he comes with the same amount of hands. So I'm not going to go too in-depth with the hands. I'm going to show them. And that's about it, because I pretty much, they're the exact same hands as everybody else is going to have. So I'm not going to waste too much time with that. And he also comes with a scar with a silencer on the, or hush puppy, whatever you'd like to call it. Any sort of terminology for the silencer. Silencer, hush puppy, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Now, Rollout. I'm going to get him heated up, and then we'll get into it really quick. So bear with me. All right, he should be nice and gooey. He's definitely going to have much better range of motion in the ankles. So, and this is a character I was actually really looking forward to. I feel like he and Rollout are kind of like best buds. So I'm going to probably have those two paired up. Or not, I had to say he and Rollout. He and Condor are kind of like best buds. All right, so here, as far as the accessories go, let me just pan down because I'm way too high up here. I'm going to set him aside in the back. And then we'll get to all of his accessories right here. He comes with 2, 4, 6, 8 hands total. Same, like I said, same sculpted hands as everybody else. He comes with the 2 cupping hands. They are painted in a different color. It's kind of like a almost like a midnight blue or something like that, or like a green blue, greenish blue. And then he's got knuckle dusters right there for the hands. He comes with 2 gripping hands. I don't know why I keep doing these backwards. 2 gripping hands right there. And then the obvious 2 fisto hands. Comes with a big old fisto hand. I'm just kidding. Sorry, couldn't help myself. Couldn't help myself with that lame joke. Also comes with a display stand, says Action Force, all that fun jazz, you know. The typical. Really nice display stand. Very sturdy. He also comes with a dagger or a kniff. And the kniff goes right back on the back of the tack vest, just like so. Aces. Absolute aces. Next up, he comes with a alternate head. So, looks pretty awesome. Looks pretty cool. So if you did want to have him kind of geared up with the other head, you could do so. That's what this will look like. If you want to have, maybe if you even just want to army build this guy, it's up to you. But you could do the same thing with Condor. He came with a mast head as well. That is not on the peg. Hold on a second. There we go. Now it's on the peg. So if you wanted to have him kind of with the helmet on. Now, the helmet does come in separate pieces. It comes as one piece in the packaging, but it is separate pieces. So this side is removable as well as this side is removable. So you can take these little kind of ear guards off if you don't want those. And then here are the optics. So if you want to have him masked up, maybe he's got a night mission or something like that, and you want to have him masked up, or just, you know, he's infiltrating something, or, you know, about to breach or something like that, and you want to have him kind of masked up, whatever. The options are there for a different look, is what I'm trying to get at. And if you do want to have these optics kind of sitting upward, you can still do that. You just have to peg them upside down. I know this is not a natural look, because technically this would have to flip up like this, like that. So the optics in the front would sit towards the back of the character here. But it's really the only option to get these up. And what I like to do in my head is I like to think that they have a different system. Instead of flipping up the normal way like that, I like to think that they swivel sideways down. So that's just something I use in my head as far as, oh, that's why they sit up like that, because they just swivel downward in like a slide rotation. So, but that's how the helmet will look on that. And then I'll get his head off here. And I'm going to heat that up before something silly happens. Okay, there we go. Head off, and we'll get the helmet on with the regular head and show you how that looks. So that looks like that, and then pop this off, and there you go with that. So nice. So nice. Okay, so he also comes with a scar. And you can also see that he comes with 2 magazines already in the tack vest. Like I said, same tack vest as Condor and a lot of Wave 1ers. Same thing goes for the Steel Brigaders. So there's that. Whoa, hello. Well, hello. Well, hello there. And he holds his scar perfectly. So if you want to have him kind of neutral pose like this, you could do so. Kind of holding it up. Whatever you want to do. There you go. Very simple. Simple dimple. I hate that stupid dance people do. Simple dimple thing. Whoa. neaten up the hands so we can get a, show you what the cupping hand looks like. And it's properly in there. Oh, wait, you don't want to have a cupping hand with this one. Well, I guess you could. You could do this. You could do like this if you wanted to, if you kind of wanted to have him. We bend that. If you want to have him kind of just relax pose. Let me get, oh my good Lord, get this out of the way. Get this out of the way. Bend that. There we go. Work with me here, toy. And you just want to have him kind of just holding it like so. You could do that if you wanted to. So there you go with that. But yeah, he's got a vertical grip. So I don't know why I didn't think of that. You want to have the regular gripping hand in there. For this, pop that sucker in there. And then you can do lots of fun things with the vertical grip. Come on. There we go. Wonderful. Oneaterful. You guys are called the Oneaters. Y'all Onetters are really awesome. Let me tell you. Sorry. Does anybody know what that's from? No? Yes? No? But he's kind of holding it, kind of draping it off his shoulder, kind of relaxed pose a little bit. Slight relaxed pose. There you go. And if you want to have him kind of, let's flip that back up. There we go. You can have him all set up like this, kind of just hanging out, you know, relaxed pose, draping it off the top of the shoulder. There you go. I mean, he looks really good. I like him quite a bit. I like him. I like him. I like him. He looks cool. I don't know if I'm going to have him set up with the helmet. Maybe I will. I don't know. He does come with this same pistol that Condor came with, and the Action Force Steel Brigaders came with as well. So same pistol. I'm probably going to give him something else. I think I actually had a pistol set up for him to have instead of the regular pistol. No, maybe not. Where it must be, I must have put it away somewhere. But you can have him. I was going to have him set up with this, well, not this revolver, but you can fit this. I'm trying to use this as an example. This is actually from Gridiron Studios, the wonderful people over at Gridiron, and that can fit right into his holster. So it's a little bit loose. It won't fall out though, which is good. And then here is another pistol from, and I believe this is actually from Action Force. So that one's going to fit really loose and not fit in this holster very well. But it will fit in the holster that comes with Bone Collector and Karak. This gun right here, which was from Wave 1's pack. So there's that to point out, but if you just want to have this in there, you can, and he'll hold it the same way as the Scarab will. So nothing too crazy there. Let me get this removed out of his hand really quick, and just trying to be careful taking it out of their hands. Try not to be too forceful with this. Like I said, this is a harder plastic for these weapons, so just be careful. Just an FYI. But the figure itself and all the detail and everything, it looks really good. I really like this head sculpt. The eyes are painted very well. They're not, here, let me move up a little bit. There we go, that's better. The eyes are painted pretty well. I don't have any googly eyes. I'm looking at you, Hasbro. I really like this tack vest, which looks very similar to what we got in 3 3/4 inch scale. This tack vest to some of the Steel Brigaders, Joe Troopers, and such. And you'll see some similar pant legs, too, from the 3 3/4 inch line that Bobby Valley used to work on, as far as, like, the Joe Troopers and Joe Trooper is probably, I'm pretty sure Bobby Valla did design that. It's one of the best G.I. Joe modern figure designs and just figure designs in general. It's got some of the best range of motion, best articulation, the look, everything. It looks that figure is one of the best GI Joe. It's one of my favorite GI Joe figures. Period. On the back, you can see some scuffing and scraping from previous battles on his back. It looks really good, just very natural. Those little details. The pants, like I said, are same sculpted pants from Condor, and the gloves are painted very well. This is an all new sculpt for the upper torso. Um, it's this kind of a short sleeved look. I like it quite a bit. So looks pretty good. I'm probably going to have him with his Scar, seeing as I gave Condor a different gun. Condor comes with the same Scar with a hush puppy on it. But seeing as Condor's got a different gun, I'll give him some differentiation here instead of everybody just having the same gun and kind of looking the same, you know. But he actually does come with a separate belt. So there's the belt sculpted on there, and then there's this other belt, which is a separate piece that you can remove. And it kind of has like a little attachment point right there. So, all right, there we go. Hopefully I'm back. Hopefully I'm back. There we go. Sorry for the freeze up. It's not my fault. It's the internet. I can't do anything about that, so I apologize. But um, the knee pads look pretty good right there. And then we've got the feet right here. Nice sculpt for the boots. As far as his articulation does go, his head can go back. His head can go forward, looking down. He can tilt side to side just a little bit, nothing too crazy. Let's see if he's got some jive turkeys. Oh, we got some jive turkeys up in here. Arms go up about that far. Really good range of motion with the arm. Oh, and the Scarab does have butterfly joints. I don't think I pointed that out, so I apologize, but he does have butterfly joints. He also has a butterfly joint as well on both sides, and it is working. This one's a little bit stiffer than the other one. I'll just have to heat it up. He does have a bicep swivel. He does have a double jointed elbow, a wrist swivel, wrist hinge, which is lateral. You got the vertical grip right here. He does have a diaphragm joint, and he does have a waist swivel. You're pretty much only going to be able to utilize that waist swivel with this tack vest. It's very limited, but he can go back and forth. He can pivot side to side. He can swivel. Legs go forward. That's pretty much fully extended right there. Goes back. That's neutral. Upper thigh swivel. He does have a double jointed knee, which, there we go. There's full extension right there for the double jointed knee. He does have a boot swivel on him. The Scarab does not. And he can pointy toe, pointy heel, ankle pivot, and 2 peg holes at the bottom of his feet for those display stands, which he can stand on perfectly. So I really like Rollout. It's nice to finally get him. I was really looking forward to him in Wave 1. But it's really nice to finally get him in hand. He looks really good. And just to kind of, I'll bring in his buddy, Mr. Let's see here. Mr. Condor, kind of threw some what you would call it, some extras on him. I gave Condor a backpack because Condor really does remind me of Airborne. Mr. Franklin Talltree, one of my favorite GI Joes, and one of my very first GI Joes I ever owned. So I gave him the Gridiron Studios helmet with optics that can kind of hinge downward. I gave him the Action Force backpack, and I actually gave him one of the Swarm's leg harnesses because I think of him, he's not just a former SAS operative, he's also a paratrooper and stuff like that. He's got a bunch of different things, but I also gave him the Gridiron Studios kind of, assault rifle with the um, what's wrong with me? I can't think of anything right now. The barrel ammunition on there. I think it looks pretty cool. I painted up a little bit, so he's a little bit different. So they don't just look like, almost the same versions of each other. So he's also got rolled up sleeves, and he's got a t-shirt on. So they do differentiate from each other now. Let me get him all geared up so they can kind of stand next to each other and look official, you know. It's like me and Strident right here. ready to go off and wreck some shit. But yeah, they look cool together. Obviously, you can see the similar legs. He does have the Sergeant Slaughter boots, where Condor does have the Condor boots. I'll just call them the Condor boots. But the legs from the waist to the boot are exactly the same. So there's that similarity, which it doesn't really bother me at all. I'm just kind of pointing it out. The tack vests are exactly the same, just painted different. So you got different paint decos there with like the straps up top near the shoulders. Obviously, different paint apps for the rest of the vest and everything. But that's just stuff to point out. He doesn't have a logo on his side of his arm. Like, he doesn't have like an army logo or anything like that. So that's just something to point out. He also doesn't have like an American flag, where he does have the British flag on here. But yeah, he does have the Action Force logo there. So pretty cool. I like them both, and I'm probably going to have these guys posed with each other. So, but that is Rollout, and he is cool. I like him. Simple in design, but effective. Simple and effective. The other cool thing about all of the display bases is that you can cut out the file card, put it back here. That is kind of how I have them set up, just because I think it looks really cool as far as display options go. And then when I want to play with the figures, I just pop them right off the display stand and leave the file card up there. So I know where, not that I need a placeholder for anybody, but it just looks, I don't know, aesthetically pleasing as far as that goes, with him set up with the file card and everything. You will have to cut out the file card. And also, just to note, please do save your points, because these points are going to be used for something in the future. I've got all my points cut out. Just be sure to put them in a little baggie somewhere. My Great Dane is saying hello to everybody. But that is Rollout right there, and I think he's a really good looking figure. I like it. I even like this little knife right here. I'm not sure the technical term for the knife, but I like that that's nice and sculpted into the vest there. So that's Rollout. Helmet's a little bit loose on his bald head, but also nice to see another bald-headed character, because I am bald-headed. So anyway, let's get him out of there. If anybody has, like I said, continued any questions or anything like that, been waiting forever on your Big Bad Toy Store order of Wave 1 figures. Yeah, I know. I've got some figures on hold too, so I feel your pain on that one. I feel you. Still waiting on some more of my Steel Brigaders. I'm trying to figure out what I did with that other gun. All right, so next up, I think what we'll do is we'll do Duster next, and then we'll do Sergeant Slaughter last. Because Duster's got a lot of new stuff going on here. I got a beegabadoo. Ooh, I got something that ends in 14 minutes. See if I win the bid. Let's see what it's up to. Let's see what the bid is up to. My internet will work. Anyway, I could do that on my own time. What the hell am I doing? So let's get Duster out of here, and we'll get him all set. Oh, yeah, that's not too bad. All right, let me get resituated here, because turning into a nightmare of packaging and toys everywhere. Okay, out of the way, this out of the way, this out of the way. Each figure also does come when you get a package from them, from Valiverse. You will see a product instruction. Don't discard that. It just does tell you how to heat up the figures and everything. So Duster comes with quite a bit, and he comes with some really cool new stuff. Now, regardless of how you feel about Tim Kennedy, I know some people, his. I'm not a political person. I don't even watch the damn news because I don't trust the news is actually telling us facts. But I will say that those are new too. Sick. I forgot about those. I completely forgot. That is sick. Oh, I love that. That is amazing. I love it. All right, so yeah, he's got some good options here, man. Let me tell you. He's got pretty much the same hands. I'm just gonna leave his hands in the package. I don't feel like busting all those out and doing all that silly nonsense. Let me get these hands out of the way. Let me get his display stand out of the way, and we'll move on. Let me just get this bagged up. Sorry for the wait, but here we go. Okay, so Duster here has got a lot of cool stuff going on. Now, these were the pants I was talking about as far as what's this? This is actually from Halo. It's from the McFarlane Halo days. I use it as like a back to tank when I'm using Star Wars stuff. I'll lay it down. But I'll also use it just like as a background piece or something like that. Well, there goes Duster. So Duster comes with some cool stuff. I'm going to heat him up really quick, and then we'll get going. All right, let's get that. Call 911? Why? Somebody call 911. Shorty fire burning on the dance floor. Whoa. Duster hit his head. Yeah. What's up, Soul Drum? How you doing, bud? All right, let me reposition this. There we go. Go a little bit up. There we go. Okay, so that's situated. Oh man, I gotta put my leg straight. It's starting to lock up on me. All right, so he's got some really cool stuff going on, and some new stuff too, which is really cool. All right, so he also has an good bro living the dream. That's awesome, man. That's the only way to live life. Live it like a dream. He's got this alternate head, which is ridiculous, and the mustachio. He looks like a I don't know, like a wild western guy from 1885 or some shit. I don't know. He looks like it's just ridiculous. Look at that face. What is with that head? He is screaming. I am not a big fan of the screaming head. Any screaming head, because it looks just silly. But it's hysterical, I think. I think it's pretty funny, his screaming head. I mean, you could definitely use this. I mean, definitely if you're like, maybe if he's like holding a knife over someone's head, and he's about to like bludgeon them or something. I don't know what's going on, but he does. Desert Rat will not come with an alternate head. Just an FYI, he will not be coming with an alternate head. So he comes with a helmet, correct? So he comes with a head, which looks pretty interesting. Then he comes with this regular helmet that we saw with Rollout and with a bunch of other characters. He comes with the optics, which I'll just plug those in right now, which I just explained about. Okay, that's where those peg in. Okay, but if you remove these off the side, right, which is an option for everybody that comes with this helmet, and you take these new pieces, which you can connect. I think you want to connect them from this side, I think. No, that doesn't make sense. This would be up, right? I'm confused. You can connect them. I think you actually want to connect them from the back portion right here. Yeah. So you want to connect it from here. So then he's got a microphone going in the front of him. And then this side you want to connect over here on the back as well. And then, my friends, you have got yourself a different looking helmet here, which is pretty cool. Get that in there. And then you pop the helmet on the head. There we go, like so. And then he's got himself a communicator. So there you go with that. If you want to do that, or maybe if you want to put the screaming head on there, you could have the screaming head, like, "Why aren't you listening to me?" You know, whatever you want to do, you could do that. World is your oyster; it's your toy. But that's how that would go, as far as that's concerned. So now he's got a communicator on his helmet. So that's a really nice option. I hope we get this option with most characters in the future. But if you don't want to have that either, you could also have the headphones on, which is pretty cool. And it is a nice tight fit. I actually thought I was kind of skeptical about how these were going to fit on their heads and stay, but they did a pretty good job. I mean, it's a little bit weird of a fitment, but you know, if you use some some heat, some hot. What's wrong with me? If you use some heat on the headset, it'll remold and then fit to the head, but it's not coming off. It's definitely not coming off. So they used a sturdy plastic with that. So I'm pleasantly surprised with how that turned out. So, and it looks good, I think. So we'll remove that. So that's a really nice headset. He does come with a handgun, which has a sight on it. A lot of people modern day are using sights with or red dots, excuse me. Oh my God. A red dot with their pistols. Personally, I don't, but some people do. And it does attach to his holster, which is brand new sculpt on the waist right here. I really do like this situation a lot better than a drop down. Drop downs tend to get in the way, personally. I don't know. It's a lot easier to take out the weapon, but personally, I'd rather have my weapon on my hip. Call me an old Western type of person, but that's just my preference, what I would like. I think I did pick up an extra duster for a customization body, but anyway, the new belt sculpt, like I said, is the holsters right here. He's got 2 ammo mags right there, and then it looks like he's got a tool kind of sculpted in there, which, let me get focused here. It looks like a little, like one of those tools that kind of fold out. It's got pliers on it. It looks like he's got like a knife right back here sculpted in, right there. If I can focus properly. Let me move my camera up. That'll help. And then he also has like a flashlight sculpted into the belt. Excuse me. None of those are removable, just kind of sculpted into the belt. And then he also has the kind of pouch, med pouch on the side of his leg. Really like this tack vest, though. It looks really good. Very pleased with the rig here. He's got a communicator on the back, kind of like going into the front. So he's got a little kind of like radio feeding through the shoulder, which is pretty accurate to modern day. He's got a carabiner right there in case he needs to, you know, connect to a rope or anything like that. He does have a knife, which is removable, kind of hidden right there, but it is removable from the top of the vest, which looks really good. And then he also has a insignia right there on his chest. Sorry for the blurriness. Insignia on his chest right there, and two removable magazines right here for his assault rifle, which we're going to get to next. But I really like this sculpt of this vest. This might be like one of my favorite vests that they've come out with so far. It looks really, really good. It is removable from the back portion right here. Like I said, these Woodman, what's going on, buddy? These tack vests are a little bit of a pain to kind of take off and put back on. I'm not going to be taking this off. There is a new sculpted shirt right here. It's the same shirt as on Rollout. So that's something to point out. And yeah, the pants are an all new sculpt as well. He's got little, like, you can see like little zippers right there on the side of his leg right there. Enjoying some just enjoying some toy porn. These feet are very similar in sculpt to the Joe Trooper feet. If you guys remember the Joe Trooper from, what was that, Retaliation, the Retaliation line, one of the best G.I. Joe figures ever made. It's the same kind of what you call it, kind of leg pant over the shoe kind of mold. So I thought that was pretty interesting that that was brought back for the 6-inch line. But pretty cool though. I like the sculpt of the pants. They look nice. The boots look pretty cool too. If we could stop blurring everywhere, good Lord. But yeah, he looks really good, man. This was one of the figures that I was really looking forward to because all the new sculpt with the body and everything, and looks really nice. Very pleased with it. The head sculpt, here's the regular plain kind of stoic head sculpt with no facial hair. I'm surprised they didn't go with facial hair for both heads, but I guess they wanted to give two different versions of his likeness. So there it is, though. There it is. So there's that. He comes with two gripping hands, two cupping hands, two regular gripping hands for like a what you call it, a vertical grip, and then he also comes with two fist hands. So whatever you need there. Next up, he does come with a brand new sculpted weapon from the new weapons pack and everything. He comes with a Scar with a grenade launcher combo. So looks pretty good. You got a nice little sight in there. They do have bored barrel holes. Both the grenade launcher does and the regular barrel hole does. So that's something to point out as well. I'll kind of get him situated in a second. I'm just going to go through articulation with him really quick and range of motion with Duster. The head can swivel side to side. Can do a full 360 if you need it to. Head can go back. Head can look up. Head can look down. He can tilt side to side. He can't. Let's see. We got some turkeys. Oh yeah, we got some turkeys up in here. So there's some jive turkeys for you. Arms go up about that far. They go down. Full 360 rotation in the arm. Swivel at the bicep. Double jointed elbow for that. And that's full range of motion right there. Won't go any further, but that's really good range of motion regardless. Swivel at the wrist. He does have the vertical grip for both the pistol hands. All of the other hands have a lateral grip. So vertical grip for the pistols. Everybody else has every other hand has a lateral grip. And he comes with the same hands as the Scarab, as Rollout, as everyone else. They all come with the same amount of hands. So waist swivel, right, or actually diaphragm joint right here. And then he does have the waist swivel down below. You actually get the most range of motion out of him because of this new tack vest is a little bit less less inhibiting of articulation and range of motion. So that's really good. You get pretty good movement with him overall. So you can do twists and kind of crunch back a little bit, crunch forward a little bit. So that's pretty nice. He can do the splits. I'm looking at you, Spider-Man and Hasbro. Legs go forward, legs go back. That's neutral. Upper thigh swivel. It's a little bit stuck on mine. There we go. I did heat my joints up. Don't worry. It was still a little bit stuck just due to the paint. Upper thigh swivel right there. He can swivel a little bit from the top of his thigh joint, kind of like a figure arts figure. He does have double jointed knees right there. That's pretty much maxed out. And I'll just kind of prove that just by showing the other side. There we go. That's pretty much maxed out on the other side right there. So there's that. And then we do have a pointy toe, point the heel. That's neutral. And that's the heel point right there. And then he does have an ankle pivot, which is really good. So good ankle pivot and 2 peg holes at the bottom of his feet right there. So really nice range of motion. I want to say he's probably got some of the best range of motion that I've seen out of any of the other Action Force figures. I think it's due to this new tack vest and just allowing him to breathe a little bit more as far as the articulated points. He also does have a butterfly joints as well. I keep forgetting to point that out. I don't know why. But he looks really good. I mean, just even neutral pose, vanilla pose, whatever you want to call it, it's just standing there. Yeah, that's why I think I got multiples of him, because I definitely was going to use a lot of his structure and his body for some more customs down the road. I still would like to make a version of myself here, so I'll have to get a new custom head where it's actually updated, where I have the beard and the shaved head now. If you guys are longtime viewers, then you've seen my custom head on other bodies before, but I definitely was going to use this body for a character for myself and swap out legs and look unique on my own. But I'll have to do that. Maybe I'll do that for a different video. I'll make either a checkmate or checkmate or boomstick, because boomstick is a part of Fenris Company. But if we wanted to gear him up, like I said, he does have multiple different options. The headphones stay on his head really nicely, and that's great. If we wanted to pop the other head off, or pop the other head on, excuse me, not off. But there we go with that. And now he can be yelling at somebody. I told you, get your ass over here. Like that, if you wanted to. No soup for you. So, looks pretty crazy with that head. Or, maybe he's being a Karen about something. Let me speak to the manager. I don't know. But there you go with that. That's the extra head. There we go with this. And I don't know which version I'm going to use. I might give this helmet to somebody else. Excuse me. My nose is so stuffed. I might give this helmet to somebody else. Maybe I'll give it to, I don't know. I don't know who I'll give it to, but maybe I'll give this helmet to somebody else, and then I'll give him the headphones. I think that makes the headset. Excuse me. The headset. I'm sure someone's going to be like, you said headphones. It's actually a headset. You know how people are. Some certain people. Not you guys, but the actually people. But he can hold his rifle perfectly if you need it to. I'm going to mute really quick and just blow my nose. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Really had to blow my nose badly there. Oh, I can semi-breathe. Oh, I hate when it rains out, man. I hate it. So we probably want the cupping hand for here. So I'm just going to heat that up since it's giving me a little resistance. All right. Just take this hand off. And let me grab the cupping hand. I'll put him over here so you're not just staring at nothing here. Okay, there we go with that. Then bringing this over, grab Mr. Cup or Mr. Bucket. Buckets are fun. All right, that does come with a display stand as well. Right here. Hello, Action Force. I love these display stands. They're really nice looking. Nice embossed logo and everything. All right, so with this hand, and do heat up your joints and your hands and everything separately. Doesn't take long to do, and then you won't have to worry about breakage. All right, we'll get this cupping hand in there. Let me just do this off screen so I'm not struggling here or shaking the camera or shaking the table or bumping into things. All right, so we've got that situated. Here we go. All right, so getting him to kind of just hold this, just kind of want to just use the elbow, use the, whoops. What's your finger doing there, buddy? Your finger's in the wrong hole. That's what she said. Oh, that's the, actually, you know what? Let me test that out. Let me see if I can get that finger in the other hole. And you can. Wait, hold on. Try not to get that situated. Come on. Work with me there, Billy. All right, so you can get the finger in the grenade launcher hole, which is pretty cool too. That is something right there. That is a thing. So if you want to use a grenade launcher hole, you can. That's pretty cool. But if you want to get it in the regular hole, then you can do that too. And that is a double entendre if I've ever heard one. But keep your finger off the trigger unless you're going to shoot someone. Yes, I know. Thank you, Canuck. But he's always ready to shoot someone. That's why he's so angry. He comes with that angry head. Okay? And we're not talking real steel here. We're talking plastic people. So he's always going to keep his trigger on the finger. Or trigger on the finger. Trigger on the hole. The trigger guard. Whatever you want to call it. So there is Duster. He can hold his rifle. He can do stuff. You know, do things that a guy does. I already put the other head on him. I'm not doing it again. There you go. So, love that gun. Yeah, it's the Scar with the grenade launcher combo. Looks good. But yeah, he looks official, man. I like him. He looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. So, got a lot of new parts, a lot of fun little cool accessories with him. And yeah, he's pretty dope. I like him. I like him a lot. So that is Duster, and now we'll be moving on to Sergeant Slaughter. Let me just get all this stuff put away so we don't lose anything. There we go. Okay. And also something, actually, before I move him out of the way here, if you wanted to not use this as his sidearm and you wanted to use maybe this instead, that fits right in there perfectly. So, don't have to worry about that. That's just something to point out. Where did that other one go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Let me see if the Gridiron Studios will fit in there. The revolver. It does. So if you wanted to use the Gridiron Studios, whatever, I'm going to give him his pistol because that's kind of what he does use, I guess. So there's that. But I think he looks pretty cool. I like him. I like the look of this character. And like I said, however you feel about Tim Kennedy personally, that aside, the figure looks pretty awesome. I like him. I like him. Like it quite a bit. So pretty cool. He could stand, no issues. And we'll move him aside. Move him over here to the side. Like I said, I'm going to be doing size comparisons at the very end with everybody. Oh my God, my nose is still stuffed up. All right, last up, we've got Mr. Sergeant Slaughter right here. This is version 2 of Sarge. A lot of people were kind of complaining that, oh man, he comes with that stupid jacket and you can't take it off, and we want the original look. So Bobby Vela was like, oh, okay, well, guess what? He'll be in Wave 2. So be quiet. Quiet with you. He also comes with a bunch of stuff. So I think he comes with the most stuff, to be honest with you. And there's a bunch of different looks that you can give him to kind of separate from that first version. I look at that first version of him as kind of more like a commander. And then when he's in the field, he would look more like this. But I think he looks really cool. Comes with a marine hat. Same amount of hands as everybody else, and the same hands as everybody else, pretty much. There we go. Get the hat out of there. And he also does come with a display stand. So there's that. All right. So what we'll do here is I'm going to make sure he's got a trigger hand. Yes, he does. Okay, perfect. So in packaging, they're all coming with trigger hands already on there. So if you didn't want to have to swap out the hands, you could just leave these in there and they can work both as a gripping hand if you don't mind this little finger poking out. If you do, then you got your regular gripping hands. But this is probably the Sarge that everyone probably wanted because, you know, they have to associate with G.I. Joe. So, the world apparently revolves around G.I. Joe, so we have to get this version too. I'm just poking fun. All right, so he comes with a gang of stuff, which is pretty awesome. Pretty excited about this stuff. Like I say, he does come with his usual aviators or his tank. They look like a combination between either like tank glasses or aviator glasses. Tanker glasses they're called, sorry. But he usually had aviators on. Even in the WWF, he had aviators on. So I actually wonder if these are a different sculpt from the first Sarge. Let me double check this. Because they could have the same glasses. Okay, never mind. Same glasses. Same exact ones. So that's something to point out there. There you go. Now, like I said, he comes with his regular sergeant hat. Looks pretty cool. There's no ranking on the front or anything like that. Comes with his revolver. I definitely don't think it's 357. It could be a 44 mag. I don't. Somebody let me know in the comments. I'm sure you will. Comes with the backpack. Now, if you do not know about these backpacks, you can store stuff in them. So if you want to like maybe store all his hands in there and store everything in there, you could. Obviously, you can't store this in there. It wouldn't fit. And you can't store that in there because it's not going to fit. But if you wanted to store his pistol in there, you could. If you wanted to store this other hat in there, you could. Just pop this off right here, like so. And now you have your storage for your backpack. You have actual storage for your backpack. It's not just a piece of aesthetic. And there's no crazy like pegs or anything like that on there, which I don't know, maybe I would have liked like some sort of like peg hole or something like that, but then you would have to have pegs on the side of the thing, and then it would just, yeah, no, that wouldn't look right. But you can store that right on his back, like so, just like that. The pouch on the back is kind of getting in the way a little bit of the backpack, so it's kind of sitting upright like that. So hopefully that doesn't bother anybody, but if it does, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe take the tack vest off and give him something else. I don't know. But this is a new tack vest for him, and I like it quite a bit. It's got the ammo pouches up front, and it's got regular pouches in the back. Maybe these are regular magazine pouches, and that's a med kit. Maybe this is a med kit right here. We don't know. He does come with the pistol holder right here, and here is the revolver holder. Excuse me. I know someone's going to beat me up in the comments for saying that. Revolver holder right there. Looks pretty cool. I like it. Looks good. And you can pop his hat on his head if you want to. Just be forewarned that the hat and these glasses do come off a little bit easier than I would like. Just because they're kind of, the glasses are just resting over the ears, and then the hat is obviously just kind of, you can pinch it down a little bit further and it won't come off, which is good. But sometimes if you bump into it, it'll pop off. So it's not the end of the world. It's just something I'm pointing out. If you want to put the Marine Corps hat on him, which is a perfect representation of a Marine Corps hat, that's pretty much how it's supposed to sit and will sit. And this is pretty much the same hat that came in the declassified set. So, but if you want to have Sarge with that on, you can. Sorry, I know I'm very nasally talking today. It's just because I can't. There we go. You could do that if you wanted to. There we go. Now he's pretty much straight as far as that's concerned. I think it's a good look. I think I like this look for him right here, as opposed to having the sergeant hat on, just because he's in the field. I think it makes a little bit more sense than having the sergeant hat on in the field, but that's just me. But I think it looks really good. I like this look, and if you want to swap it out with the Wave 1 kind of jacket vest thing, you could also. I'm going to leave him how he is. I like this look. I like the ammo in the front, too. It gives him a classic look while updating to a little bit more of a modern look for him. He's got the Sergeant Slaughter style boots right there. Same boots that came with Rollout, just painted differently. So same boots, sculpt-wise. I like these. I think this looks really good for him. But yeah, I really like that. I really dig this look right here. I think that's like perfect update for Sarge, how he would look in the field. Oh, Sarge down. I still haven't heated him up yet, so I'm trying to just get him to stand for a second. But yeah, grenade launcher looks really good too. Same one that was released in Wave 1. So that's pretty cool. I like it. There's that. And that's pretty much it for Sarge here. I'm going to get him heated up really quick. Let me take that off and that off so it doesn't fall somewhere and I lose it. There we go. Okay. There we go. I do have to plug my situation in before my stuff goes dead. Battery goes dead here. So bear with me. I apologize for the wait. Get this just situated properly. There we go. There we go. Okay. So, as far as his articulation does go, I got him nice and loosened up here. He's all lubed up, ready to go. His head can go back, really far back. I want to say he's got the best range of motion out of pretty much anybody here. It's probably due to that wonderful bald head he has. You know, us bald-headed people, we have better range of motion than anybody else in the world. No, I'm just kidding. But he can also look down, and he can tilt side to side. He does have jive turkeys up in here. So there's that. Arms go up, arms go down, full 360 rotation in the arm. He does have butterfly joints, which are working and do work well. He does have a bicep swivel, a double jointed elbow, swivel at the wrist. He does have vertical hinge grips right here, and then lateral hinge grips for all the other hands. Like I said, I'm just reiterating it just in case anybody didn't catch it the first time. He has the best range of motion as far as the torso goes. He's got the diaphragm joint, which can crunch back, and that's as far back as he can go. It can crunch forward. So really good range of motion there, and that's just due to the lightness of the tack vest and pretty much just the sculpt of his torso too. You can swivel at the diaphragm joint, and you can swivel at the waist joint. You can pivot side to side, and really good range of motion there. He can do the splits even with the revolver in his holster. Take that, Marvel Legends. And Spider-Man. Sorry, I'm always just poking fun at Spider-Man figures because they can't do what they're supposed to do. Legs go forward, leg goes back. That's about neutral. Upper thigh swivel, and he does swivel a little bit at the peg joint. Double jointed knees. He does have a boot swivel. He does point the toe, pointy heel, ankle pivot, and 2 peg holes. And that's pretty much it for Sarge. He is set up for success, I think, as an action figure. I think he looks really good. Man, it's kind of hard to pick a favorite here. I mean, each one has their own little cool thing to them that kind of sets themselves apart from the rest of the pack, you know? This Wave 2, I don't know, for some reason, like, as much as I do, like, I love a lot of what's going on in most, like, I want to say even Mythic Legions, Wave 1 versus Wave 2. I mean, there's just so much improvement in Wave 2. Man, it's just like, I don't know. It's hard to compare the waves because you get so excited about the first wave of a specialty item, and then you get the second wave, and it's just like that much more improved just because of trial and error and testing new things and stuff like that. But this is a really good wave, man. Really good wave, new characters, stuff like that, continuing expanding the universe too. Those are important things, you know, when building a toy line. And I think Valaverse did a good job with these. And I'm pretty excited to get the rest of my figures. When I do, I will probably do another one of these. And he looks pretty damn official right there. I am loving this Sarge. He is so dope. This is definitely the look I'm going with for Sarge. Just as iconic as this hat is, this just feels like what he would wear on the field, like for real. I just love it. It looks great. You know, Sarge is the heavy hitter, so he would definitely have a grenade launcher on him. He's the heavy hitter, dude. I think this is a really good body type for him. If I could improve one thing on him, maybe I would have liked the arms to be a hair bigger, just a little bit. But I'm not really nitpicking that much about it. Like, I'm just kind of, like I said, if I could improve something, it would just make the arms, the biceps a little bit bigger. Just for Sarge. Maybe just for Sarge. But That's just me. That's just what I still think this is a great body buck for Sarge, and I love the tack vest, which is removable. You can remove all of the tack vests from any of the Valaverse figures. So if you want to have him his more natural look, you could. I'm not removing this vest because it's a pain in the ass to put them back on. The connective port portion is right here. Excuse me, position or whatever you want to call it. It's right there. He can also hold his pistol if you wanted him to in this hand. His glasses are probably going to fall off. I would be surprised if they didn't. Let's see if I can sneak it in without the glasses falling off. Oh, they didn't fall off yet. Let's get that hand on there, like so. I'll have him kind of like this and turn that head and there we go. Now he's dual wielding. There we go. We're gonna have this kind of like off to the side there, and he's intimidating somebody. Oops, there go the glasses. I knew they were gonna fall off at some point. It's only a matter of time, you know. All right, get this back on there like so. There we go. Oh, come on, get on the ear. Thank you. So you kind of have to be a little bit patient here with the sunglasses, just because they very similar to Sarge's Mattel WWE figure when he was released. You kind of have to just be patient, put the hat on, then work the sunglasses after. But once you get it, you should be good to go. They're sitting a little bit too low on his nose here. Push those back. There we go. Well, you can do something like that. You can do whatever you want. It's your toy. Go nuts with it. You know, that's what they're here for. They're here for fun factor, right? But I probably won't have him with the backpack. I'll probably put this backpack with some of the other ones. But it's nice that he does include a backpack, his regular hat, his vestish jacket. I'll just call it. It's a little bit of a harder plastic, but I'm sure if you heat up the plastic, it'll end up feeling a lot more malleable. But it's still malleable to a certain extent. So you can get it on his body, no issues. Like I said, I would put it on, but I mean, if you want to see Sarge with the jacket on, I'll just grab my other Sarge right here, and this is pretty much what he'll look like. Including even with the same shirt he has on here. So here's Wave 1 Sarge, and here's Wave 2 Sarge as far as comparison goes. I think this is a really nice look. And like I said, if you wanted to swap these pants with him, you can swap the boots. I've swapped boots, legs. I've swapped torsos. I haven't messed with arms yet. Just because I don't want to have to depeg anything, but I'm sure if you work the arm, you could probably get it out. I don't necessarily like messing with arm swaps with butterfly joints, just because it's a separate joint for the butterfly joint, and if it becomes too loose, and I'm just not a big fan of that, especially torso cracking. I don't like doing that either. So I just kind of try to work with what I can do, and I know I can do. And that's usually just swapping like other sections, like from the waist down. You can swap that easily. Obviously, the head you can swap. That's the easiest thing to do in the world. But the legs, you can pop these off the pegs separately and swap just legs if you wanted to, kind of similar to how Marauders does. Just make sure that the ball peg is really heated up. So like when you do swap, let me just pull him up here. When you are heating up, push the leg out like this and then heat it up, run it back and forth right here where the joint is, because that is a ball peg, and this ball peg is a harder plastic for a reason. So you want to heat up around that hard ball peg and then kind of wean it out like this, and kind of slightly, don't push hard. I'm not telling anybody what to do. And if you break your figure. It's not on me. But if you do roll it backwards slightly, not too hard, but it'll pop right off the peg. I've done it multiple times with these figures, so you can do it. You just got to do it right. And make sure you heat everything up. Like I said, if you don't heat it up and you just start pulling on the leg, you're gonna snap the ball joint off. So that's something to note. So be careful. There is differentiation in the sunglasses. He is gold here, silver here for wave one. So that's something to point out as well. And he does not come with his big old knife on this version. He just comes with a med kit on his side of his leg. So that's something also to point out. So a little bit of differences between the two. Also, I think the hat is actually molded in a different color green. So that's something to point out as well. And it is different. So different olive drab there. Um, and I want to say even the sergeant hat and the Marine Corps hat is actually a different color too. That's more of like a lighter olive drab as opposed to this is a little bit of a traditional olive drab, and then it's a little bit of a darker one. So you know how that goes. Also, the vests are a different color, or the jacket, excuse me, is a different color as well than Wave One. So that's something to point out as well, as far as differentiation goes between Wave One and Wave Two A. But yeah, so you can have both. You can get both versions, and you can have one where he's kind of just the military leader, and then when he's like, oh, they really need me in the field, I'm about to go mess shit up, bring out this version. So I think getting both versions, I think, is warranted here. I think he comes with some other cool stuff than he does, but if I had to pick one, I'm going to pick this version, and for obvious reasons. The Wave One is great, and I love it. But I mean, this is probably the version that most people are going to want. And if I had to pick one, I mean, especially seeing as I can give him a different hat, I can give his traditional hat. He comes with his backpack, and he comes with the jacket and other accessories too. And it's a removable tack vest. This just makes a little bit more sense as far as this is still a good value, but this is better value, I think, right here, especially for the price point, the same price point as Wave One. And they both come with the same hands, same interchangeable hands. So I don't know. That's just what I personally think. And he also does come with the obligatory Action Force stand. And like I said, if you see this little slot right here, you can put his file card right on there. You have to cut it out and then put it right there, and then it sits just like that. So, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Here's Condors, and it just sits right on the back like that. So you got a really nice display feature for each figure. And that's another thing I really like about it. There's a lot of thought process that went in to making these figures and even making these into very collector friendly action figures. So that's the coolest thing, I think. So that's a little comparison with them. Let me get the rest of the crew in here. And actually, you know what? I'll just go through each one as far as size comparisons go. And I'll just do a one-on-one. Here is a Cobra Bat. Battle Android Trooper. That's a little comparison with G.I. Joe Classified figure with Sarge. And that's the comparison with that. Here is Shocker, one of the last Marvel Legends I'm probably ever buying. Besides, what was it? The Walmart. I just got a notification that the Walmart exclusive Doctor Strange, the more traditional one that comes with all the cool stuff, he's starting to ship out. And I forgot I even pre-ordered him because I pre-ordered him back in September or August of last year. So he's shipping out. So that might actually be the official last one. But here's Shocker. I had to paint all his lines on. Thanks, Hasbro, for making me have to do work. Appreciate that. But anyway, here's a Marvel Legends Shocker right there. Here is let's do, what should we do next? Who should we do? We'll do a Mezco figure. Here is Vapor. That's how Vapor stands up with them and how he stands up with the Mezco. And then next up, we'll do another classified figure. We'll just bring in, why not? We got to bring in Duke, right? There's Duke. And he is taller than Duke, so that works, I think. A lot of people were kind of complaining that Sarge isn't tall enough. He should be taller. And I'm like, guys, this isn't a G.I. Joe line, okay? It's not the same Sarge. Action Force Sarge is completely different from version wise than G.I. Joe Sarge. Come on. Here is Ecliptor. Oh, he's blocking his face, so I'll switch sides here. There's Ecliptor. So there you go with that. Next up. Okay. Bring in an Articulate Icons Ninja. There's the martial artist. Okay. Next up, we'll do a couple Black Series. We'll do the Tusken Raider. Oop. Tusken Raider right there. Still one of my favorite Black Series figures. It's just why the Black Series continues to... Whoa, hello. Why the Black Series continues to impress me is a perfect example right there. Why I will continue to collect the Black Series is figures like that right there. Let's bring in Luke. It's heir to the Empire Luke, which I actually am going to do a video customizing him. So that should be a lot of fun because I haven't really customized. Well, I shouldn't say customized, just adding to the natural look for the character. I'm going to try and do a leg swap on him, and maybe I got a little custom belt for him. So I might be doing that video coming up. And depending, I might do a heir to the Empire lore video. So it might be all in one video. I got some Star Wars stuff planned this year. Next up, we'll do... Love this figure. Absolutely adore this figure, man. He is insane. Love it. He's kind of short for a Stormtrooper. I know, right? But I love this figure right here. This Motu... I know I don't like... I didn't like Revelations at all as far as the show goes, but the figures are fantastic. Even the reuse of the figures in different ways are just fantastic. And I'm not a big reuse type of person, but it happens with toys. It's just going to happen. But I love the die-cast metal fist. There's just a lot of things about the Revelations figures that just really work for me. And finally happy to have a Fisto. So that's how he stands up with Fisto. I'll do another Mezco. Here is Captain Nemo. Nemo is tall. He's tall Nemo. Finding Nemo. I also got the accessory pack for him. I don't know when that's... I think that's supposed to ship soon or something like that. But, yeah. So, there's that. But, yeah, he came with a Wave Rider and stuff like that. Next up, we'll do a DC Multiverse figure. And, yes, I added some guns with this. Also expect a full wave review on 3 Jokers. I'm going to try and get that done within the next couple days or so. I really want to get those done. I also want to do a couple NECA Predator reviews. I got some new Predators coming in, and I want to get that Lost Predator done. But that's how he stands up with Red Hood. Okay, trying to move along here. Let's bring in Mr. Casey Jones, because he's awesome. I love his figure. He's fantastic. Let me get his stick out of his face. There. Don't be rude there, Casey. Whoa, 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 whoa. I mean, don't knock Sarge over, for God's sake. There we go. With Casey, I love that Super 7 Casey Jones. He is... love him. So good. So good. Next up, we'll do... Why not? We'll do Animated Batman from DC Collectibles, the old days of DC Collectibles. I saw that hit Sarge. Yeah. There we go. Okay. And we'll do Motu Classics. Here is one of my favorite figures in my collection, Vicor, for obvious reasons. Big Conan fan. So there's a Motu Classic. And next up we're doing a whole bunch. We'll do SH Figure Arts, Darth Maul with a custom cloak. So that's how he stands up with the Figure Arts. He's going to be taller. And put you back. There we go. Oh, stand up, buddy. Don't you fall over now. Don't you act like a goose. And we'll do... What are we going to do next? I don't know. I guess we could do... Ooh, another really good underrated trooper. The Range Trooper. It's a good trooper. Nobody ever talks about that figure, but damn, the sculpting on that, the detail, just the design, I love it. Such a good trooper. Such a good trooper. And even the cloth goods, like that little bit of cloth goods on there, they didn't have to do that. They could have sculpted that shit, but they did the damn thing. And we'll do some Action Force comparisons. We'll do, why not? Here's Condor with him. Condor, and then we'll bring in the rest of the crew. We'll get him out of here. We'll bring in Rollout. And the reason why I'm not doing comparisons with every single one is because they're essentially pretty much on the same body height-wise. Excuse me, I'm talking backwards like Yoda. So, I mean, across the board, they're pretty much around the same height. So that's why I just wanted to rifle through size comparisons with them. But, yeah, so that's pretty much Wave 2A for the most part. Once I get Trigger... And once I get the Garrison Cavalry, I'll do the reviews on those two. So expect a edited probably review. I don't know, depending on how I feel about the reviews. How I feel about doing the reviews. I'm still going to do them regardless. But yeah, this is the majority of Wave 1 or 2A, excuse me. I'm just confusing everybody now probably. Like, which is it? Is it 1A or 2A? It's 2A, I promise you. But I really like these. It's a really good. Where's Sir Gideon? All right, I'll go get him. Oh my God. All right, hold on. He's been resting lately. He's been tired. He's been a busy guy. He's been featured in a lot of reviews in the past and recently. So he was taking a break. Let me move him. I know he's in high demand, but sometimes he needs some R&R. All right, here we go. Just for Zorpox. You ready? Sir Gideon Heavensbrand. There you go. That's how he stacks up with the Mythic Legion. Still one of my favorite Mythic Legions. Still one of my favorite toys in my collection. Maybe one day I'll just do a favorite, like a top 20 favorite figures collection. That'd be cool to do. I might have to do more than 20 then. I might have to do like a top 30 and like break it into separate videos and shit. I think that would be a pretty cool thing to do as far as that goes. And oh my God, that might take me a while to do that. Because I'd have to like make up a list, look at everything, and try to remember other figures I even have in storage. I'd have to break it up into different subgroups, like 3 3/4 inch only. I don't know. Maybe I'd just do like a top 10 of each. Like, I could do my favorite Hot Toys figure, because I don't have too many of those. I could do like, I don't know, my favorite 3 3/4 inch top 10. Then do a top 10 of like 6-inch. Top 10 of like 7-inch. Or I don't know. I have to think about it. But I think that'd be a fun thing to do, though. I'd love to do it. But yeah, here is the majority of Wave 2A. I apologize for not getting the rest of the wave all in one fell swoop. Would have been nice, but that's not what happened. So no big deal there. But I don't know who's my favorite. I really don't know. I like each one for separate, different reasons. I love the Scarab because of that new head sculpt and just the little bit of different nuances between he and the rest of the swarm. Um, I like Rollout because he's got a new upper torso sculpt, and he's kind of like the buddy I needed for Condor. And I don't know, it just he looks really cool. I really wish he was in Wave One, but it's nice to have some more characters for Wave Two as well. Sarge is a great update as far as having him in the field. I think this looks legit for Sarge right here. And then you've got Duster, which is an all new character, and he is featured in the comics. And I like his new weapon, his newly sculpted weapon, the Scar with the grenade launcher combo. I love the multiple different headsets that you can give him, whether it's the helmeted one or whether it's this one right here. I like that. I love the new tack vest on him. I like the new lower torso on him, and obviously he shares the same new upper torso as Rollout here. So that's really nice. I don't know. There's just, like I said, favorites for different reasons, but this is a really good wave. I want to say it's a really good wave. It's hard to compare it with Wave One because I'm still kind of, these are the new figures in the collection, so you always want to like try and rate them higher because they're newer. But I don't know. Once I settle down and once I think about it objectively, I'll give my opinion then. But it's hard to kind of compare those. But there's always improvements. Like I said earlier, there's always improvements in the next wave, and we'll see that also with the next wave's weapon kit too. So the weapons are different as well. So, but really cool. I want to say maybe Duster might be one of the favorites, but then there's like Rollout, and then there's Sarge, and then the Scare. I don't know. It's hard. So I guess I can't pick one right now. Down the road, maybe. But yeah, I think they're all solid, and I would definitely give these a 2 thumbs up and a full recommendation here. I think these are a lot of fun to articulate, to play with, bring them outside, shoot some photos with, and I really do enjoy these figures quite a bit. As simplistic as a lot of the designs are for them, they just kind of work if you're going for that more real world look. And if you want something that's not G.I. Joe, this is for you. This has its own lore, has its own comics out. You can pick them up on, the Valverse website and all that fun stuff. But I think these are really good figures, and I had a lot of fun shooting this review and hanging out with you all. And yeah, before I let you all go, yeah, no problem, Zorpox. If you guys have any questions, I'll answer any questions about the figures. If you want me to show you something else, I'll be more than happy to show you. Just let me know before I end the stream here. So, and if you are watching this on playback, just answer. If you have a question, just don't hesitate to ask me a question in the comments. I'll do my best to give you the best answer I can. But go ahead. I'll give you guys about a minute or so to get your questions in if you have any. But if not, I'll leave it here. So if you want to see maybe another size comparison, I'm trying to think of who else I can compare them with. I've compared them with pretty much everybody else. I guess really quick I could compare the Swarm Trooper with the Scarab. Thoughts on Mezco Nemo? Oh, he's a really good figure. I love him. The accessories he comes with. I got there's like a Wave Runner extra accessory pack, and I think he comes with like a trident too and a different head sculpt. I picked that accessory pack up, which is coming out soon, I think. But I picked that up to go with Nemo, just to kind of give him better, or I guess I should say better, but more aesthetics. But he's a really good figure, though. I like him quite a bit. So I've got the Raider, the Wasp Raider right here, and I'm just going to do a quick comparison, and I'm just going to move Duster out of the way here. And I'll move Sarge out of the way here. And roll out. And I did want to do this comparison. I'm glad I kind of caught myself before I let you guys go. So I can do this comparison with the regular. So you can kind of see the differentiation between the two character designs, and see also the similarities in the two. So, um, sorry, I know his elbow's really high up, but it's because I was doing a different pose. I kind of popped his arm down for a second, but there's the similarities between the two. Obviously, the Raider, which I shot this review. If you guys want to go back and check that out, the Wasp Raider was an exclusive. It was a BotCon exclusive, I think. So, but there you go with that. There's a little comparison for you. He does not have the Swarm logo on anywhere, the Scarab, which is it's a little weird. I would have thought that he would have had the symbol somewhere, but he doesn't. So I don't know. Just something to point out, I guess. We'll move him back over there. Sorry, my nose is so stuffed up, and I am starving, man. I got to get something to eat. I haven't eaten yet today. But there we go. There we go. Here's Sarge. I really like this Sarge, man. And there's Duster. Okay. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it. If you guys don't have any more questions, let me see. Managed to get 2 of the BotCon guys. Glad I did, since Big Bad Toy Store is selling them at $100 each. Oh my god, they're selling them at $100. That's insane. Yeah, definitely not worth $100. That's wow. I'm surprised that doesn't piss Bobby Bella off seeing that. $100 for those? Ooh. Yeah. Because I know Bobby Bell is not a big fan of scalpers at all. And there's like a whole, like once if you buy it directly off their website, there's like a whole thing you have to sign off on that you won't scalp the figure. But I'm like, I don't, I could, I could see people checking that off and saying, yeah, no, I won't scalp the figure, then scalp it anyway. Oh, he was pissed off about it on stream? Wow. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he reaches out to Big Bad Toy Store and says, "You better drop that price. That's bullshit." Because Big Bad Toy Store does try to get away with that bullshit. They try to like price gouge this shit out of stuff. Like the Razor Crest, they got a Razor Crest up there for like $800. I'm like, cute. What? You guys are assholes. Um, who's my favorite so far? Oh, like I said, it's kind of hard to pick one so far. Maybe it's for now. Excuse me. Clear my sinuses. Maybe for now it's Duster, just because he does come with a whole bunch of new stuff. But then, like I said, same thing. Like Rollout, all new character. He's got some new stuff to him too. Um, while still looking familiar. Different boots and stuff like that. He's got the new upper torso. Sarge just comes with a gang full of stuff. I mean, you can customize this Sarge any way you want. And then there's the Scarab, which, I mean, I love that body mold for the Swarm. It just looks great. So it's kind of hard, but if I have to lean towards one right now, if I have to make a decision, I'd probably go with Duster, just because he's got the most new stuff on him. And he does have that helmet with the interchangeable headset on it, so it's not just like the armored ear cover pieces. And then he comes with this headset, and then the new Scar grenade launcher combo, the new body mold, the alternate head. Like it's kind of hard to not pick him right now. So, but I don't know. I kind of like them all. It's but if I had to pick one, it'd probably be Duster. I also don't have Trigger, and I also don't have the Garrison Trooper. So, like I said, I can't really pick one objectively because I don't have the whole wave here. But out of these 4, if I had to pick one, Duster. But yeah, I think that'll bring this thing to a close, unless anybody else has any other questions. So yeah, all right. Well, I'll just end it here. Um, yeah, like I said, these are really good figures. I would definitely get your pre-orders in while you can, whether it's through Valaverse or whether it's through Big Bad Toy Store. I'm sure if they're not up on Valaverse anymore, which I'm not sure if they are, then he'll probably have an in-stock sale or something like that. He usually does do stuff like that. And these are a little bit easier to get your hands on than I would say Mythic Legions. And also for the price point, they're a lot better, I would say. Um, but yeah, I'll end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. It was a lot of fun to do. I was super excited about getting these today. And when I found out that they were shipping out, I was like, oh my God, this is great. And I'm going to get it by Sunday, which is even better. So I'm ecstatic. I hope you guys had a lot of fun live reviews with you all. I know they're long videos, but they're a lot of fun to do regardless. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. Woodman, take it easy. Canuck, take it easy, bud. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. And I'll see you guys on the